Fair deal! Now! Fair deal! Now! Fair deal! Now! Now! I'm sorry. You think I should do the radio voice?
The flag, I'm trying to be
This is really cool.
Everybody for being here today, to show your support for local radio, to show your support for the 7 employees at K100 CFBC and Big John who are on strike, on legal strike, as of Monday at 8. Trying to get a fair deal. Now, what do you mean by a fair deal? Well, let's start out with what's unfair. How about the fact that the company's latest offer, and this is the information that we want to get out because I know you've all heard that our offer is unreasonable. If you didn't hear it, then you weren't listening to any MBS stations a couple of weeks ago because it was on every single hour. The company took a 60-second, what they called a public service announcement. Certainly wasn't serving my public, but they basically said that we were looking for an absolutely unreasonable and unsustainable 23% wage increase. I think the commercial started off, how many listeners expect a 23.2% wage increase? Well, I would say any listener who hasn't had an increase in 12 years whatsoever, any listener who is already making just a little over minimum wage, and then is asked, in addition to that, to do several hours of free overtime per month, which essentially takes their wage scale below minimum wage. We have minimum wage for a reason. Bottom line, the company's last offer starts at $10.58 an hour, which is essentially where the bottom of our scale is right now.
That's all right.
And the top of their scale, the top dollar in 2012 that they want to pay members of our bargaining unit, $12.98 an hour. They say that's reasonable, sustainable.
Wait,
They think that anything more will jeopardize the health of the radio station. Now let's talk about our unreasonable offer. Our unreasonable offer starts at $12 an hour. At the absolute top of our scale, in 2012, $17.21 an hour. That's the top. That's what we're asking for.
Should we make it more?
That's apparently what's unreasonable. I don't think those are terribly big numbers for a skilled position here in St. John, New Brunswick. And I'll tell you, they're still far below the national average for media workers. Still far below the average for media workers in the province of New Brunswick. And even in the city of St. John. So that's our unreasonable offer. I want you guys to make sure that you take that message about how absolutely unreasonable we're being to all your friends and family. You take those numbers to them and you ask them if they think that's unreasonable. Actually, I want to recognize the members of the bargaining unit. Again, Nancy Wood, unfortunately, because of family commitments, was unable to make it today. I want to recognize the members of the bargaining unit here today. From Big John FM, Paul Jensen. From K100, Jay DeLong.
Woo!
The front person and face, come on up. The front person and the face of our radio station, who you all know when you come in to pick up prizes, Michelle Day. You recognize his voice, you know his name, and he is the guy who's responsible for all the pre-recorded stuff that you hear on the air, all the commercials and all that stuff. Rob Weir, our producer, come on up, Rob.
Woo!
Where's everybody else? Yeah, okay. I just wanted to make sure that ladies and gentlemen, Johnny Robertson, the legendary Johnny Robertson.
Woo!
Sorry, don't take this the wrong way, pal, but I grew up listening to this man. He is the reason that I got into radio. He is the reason I fell in love with this industry, because of the opportunity to serve the citizens of St. John. This is an industry that has a long history here. I remember as a kid, when the Groundhog Gale hit, listening to Donnie and Tom and Ingham that morning, the only radio station on the air.
I listened to him during the ice cream.
And they had all the information everybody needed to be able to survive that storm. And how many times has that happened where we relied on people like Donnie